Kia ora from Aotearoa. We are gathering today as guardians in the space in between our super full moon and our new moon to land a piece that didn't have space to land in our last gathering. So we're recording this today in order to share the replay for those that might want to receive the keys and codes that come through today. So welcome everybody who will be joining us in the future. And as we invite our future into the now, I would love to hand you over to Anna Rose, who most of you have already met through our Guardians gatherings, who has facilitated this gathering and has much to share with us today. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. I'm super excited. Okay, so hello. The purpose of this gathering is to activate the wild genome that is a massive both completion and opening for humanity, to activate it. And so this goes along in the last call on 1/1/2026. At the end of the call, we positioned, righted, opened the wild genome. So it's recommended that if you're going to do this activation, that you start with that one so that your wild genome is positioned. Okay. The first thing I want to do is I'm going to share this code. Where is it? This guy? Tell me if you guys see this. Do you guys see art? Yeah, okay, good. Okay, what we're going to do is let's hold hands around the table so that my nervous system calms down. And we're sharing the technology that is the table that we gather around as sovereign crystal creators. We gather to create as one. This is a table of pure creation. Held in our hearts multidimensionally. So we're opening a chair at this table for each and every person who blesses us with their presence and their gifts to facilitate the anchoring of this living code, evergreen geometry, into the Gaia grids. We literally could not do this without you coming forward as anchors. So I invite you to feel your seat at the table. And that purple code can help with your seat. That is the cosmic dragon code. Each of us sits at the table in alignment with our cosmic dragon mother. Call forward your cosmic dragon to hold this sovereign alignment eternally and automatically. Every time you come to this table, it is that dragon that's going to hold your multi-dimensional aspects in perfect alignment. for expression through this plane. This is a moment where even if you think yourself a beginner, you may claim your sovereignty and sit in this seat as a sovereign. There is no need to wait. From this position, as an equal creator at the table, you receive instant, effortless support for that which you bring forward. Here at this table, in this divine connection of sisterhood, we invite you to bring forward your multi-dimensional gifts for this time freely and fully. Freely and fully. Freely and fully. There are no limitations, constrictions, or manipulations around this table held in integrity. Now, from that place in your sovereign seat, let us all, around this etheric table, let us all hold hands so that you can feel the golden flow of the heart connection amongst and through this circle of support, instantly, effortlessly, eternally available to you now. So just relaxing your physical form into this table. Once you feel that heart connection, place both your hands now on the table, which when I first came to it, to me it feels like a stone table. So you feel your personal connection to this stone table that morphs and brings codes effortlessly to you that have been stored for this time. This table, it's a living technology that holds codes, living codes in integrity, effortlessly available to you as you need them and as you come into frequency alignment to be able to hold them, run them in integrity. So feel your hands on the table, feel yourself. Maybe you're playing notes into the table, maybe you're calling flows into your fingers, maybe you're remembering talents, all that is available at the table. Maybe you're calling resources to you, calling remembrance, calling genetic material. At the center of the table is our line of intention. This is a multi-dimensional line of intention with different level tables up and down, so there is no limit where you go. Where we're going today is sovereign integrity of form, remembering the wild genome and the sovereign right of humanity to call forward this wild genome. Feel that crystalline line of intent down the center of the table. That's where we land all these living crystalline biogenetic codes. Because we hold this table as one, each and every person's carbon spine, personal system spine, can continually talk with this crystalline pillar. So this is how we bring immense multidimensional living codes into physicality while maintaining continuity and integrity in the physical structure as we move from carbon to crystalline. So, meaning you're not going to blow up your spine. You're going to be taking in the codes while we hold this crystal spine as one. There we go. Okay, now it's spiraling out on the table. Okay. All right, let's relax. Everyone feel your spine. Okay, we feel configured to me. Feel your hips. Okay. That's the paperwork. So now we're in at the table. I'm so excited. This is a massive completion of something I came here to do that I literally could not have done without the ladies who assembled to support me and me, them, and create as one. So this is the culmination of what they helped me create. And I had no idea this was what I was creating. So first thing we want to do is reference 0 Capricorn, the Sabian symbol. An Indian chief demands recognition. So this is about, as we move forward, right relation with the lands. And acknowledging all team members in their sovereign presence. So each of the people at the table now are going to introduce themselves. I am Anna Rose Ferris. I am at the base of Mount Tushtok, which in English means dawn of time, and that was named by the Ohlone people. You want to go next, Swati?
Yeah. Hi, I am Swati Kameshwar. I live in Austin, Texas, and the original people of this land were the Coahuiltecan people.
Jenna?
I am Jenna Street, and I am in Jabuktuk, the ancestral and unceded lands of the Mi'kmaq people, governed by by the treaties of peace and friendship.
Oof. Stephanie Lane?
Sorry, the finger wasn't working. Hi, I'm Stephanie Lane Golden Falcon. I am near Buzzard Peak Wilderness in Walnut, California, and the Quechuan tribe is what was here. So I'm in their indigenous land. And
Could you also name your indigenous lineages, Steph?
I am Choctaw Cherokee from the Western tribe of Oklahoma. I am also Lakota Sioux and Blackfeet. I'm that's on my dad's side, and my mother is Choctaw Cherokee. So that's where we are from, or what we came from.
Excellent. And Leanne?
I am Leanne. My ancestors are from Scandinavia, UK, Europe, Africa and here in Aotearoa, New Zealand. And I'm currently on the Waitangi estuary, where the Waitangi Awa River meets Mama Pacifica, the Pacific Ocean. They mix and mingle on my doorstep. And this is my Turangi Waiwai, my place of belonging, where I was actually born and raised before I began walking the earth for the last 37 years. I was only called back to my Turangi Waiwai 1 year ago to base myself here for the next cycle our planetary body is undertaking. And it's been a great gift to return to this space. And the place where I was called to, the ancestors of this land, many are familiar with the Māori. And before Māori, we also had Waitaha, Patupairi, all the way back to Urukeu, to the ancient ones on this land. Aotearoa, many say, land of the long white cloud. Some refer it to land of first light, but the ancient name is long threshold to the universe. And it's really interesting when we're working with the wild genome and sovereignty today, because there is a Māori that people knew as Honi Heki, who signed the agreement with the British when they entered this land, and then opposed the agreement when the British were not honouring their agreement. And he cut down the British flag, which you can see over in Kororaraka, Russell, from my kitchen, 3 times for not honouring the agreement of the treaty of this land. And his whānau, his family, their whare, their home, was down in the bottom corner of my garden. So I was not only brought back to my Turangi Waiwai, but to this land, this trust land that stands under the sovereign flag of the United Tribes flag here in Aotearoa. Ti Tai Tokerau on the top of far north of Te Ika o Maui, the Fishhook of Maui, North Island, Aotearoa. Thank you for being here today.
Wow, that is so beautiful. Let's just take a moment around the table to hold hands with those indigenous peoples in recognition of right relationship with land. And that as an intention. And gratitude, gratitude for what the indigenous have held, the codes for this time that we're calling to the table to be revealed in integrity. It is safe to be seen. Star tribes walking amongst the indigenous people. Connections being remembered now, supported from beyond to beyond. Original star walkers ignite. Called to walk upon the earth. It is so, it is so, it is so. Okay, now some gifts from the bees, of course. Bringing this to the table. Propolis. Bringing that smell all around the table. No access to the axis. To those that would harm. So surprised. Here is the honey 50M homeopathic water that we called to the table at the last positioning of the wild genome. And as I picked it up this morning to bring it to the table, it called in firefly homeopathic. Oh, thrilling. So I'm going to show you what if anyone wants to look that up. I think it's, you have to read it backwards, but I challenge you because I can't say it. Lamprohiza splendidula. So good. So I'm going to have a little sip and bring that to the table. Let's hold hands, and anyone and everyone can welcome this ignition key. Get it? Firefly, fire year coming up. This ignition key with ease and grace, effortlessly through their life and form in whatever potency is palatable. Fey aspects coming to the table. Fey dimensional aspects coming to the table. Fade away, fade away. We did not fade away, fade away, fade away. There is a way for us to come into congruence. There is a way for us to come into congruence. There is a way for us to come together once again. And these are the codes that we bring you now. These are the codes that we bring you now. Will you remember who you are, who we are, who you are, who we are, who. We are as one. For you have not walked alone. You have not walked alone. No matter what the scene told you, no matter what the scene told you. Change of scene, change of scene, change of scene. For we are you. Come back to show you who you are now, assembled. For we bring to you codes, genetic codes that were once commonplace, genetic codes of continuity of flow, all the gifts that we bring to the table are gifts that you bring to the table. We bring them as one. We bring them as one. Welcome home. Welcome home. Welcome home. Fey human. Fey human. Fey human. Two sides of the same coin. They're spinning gold coins. This is a truth of abundance code anchoring in the circle. Truth of abundance of your true nature. Collapsing scarcity illusion. Allow that gold coin to spin. Two sides as one. Become the three. Spherical existence. You and me as one. Flowing. Let there be flow. And there was. Thank you from the Fae. My God, I love it when they come in. Okay, I don't think they're going to sing, but shout out to the Wild Genomes. The golden gnomes. The Wild Genomes. So just from my perspective, everyone's going to see these things different because they're so multidimensional and you see what you need to see. But for me, this wild genome was so astonishing when I first had a visual of it. So I work with the merry band of wild genomes. And to me, it's some sort of golden form. I mean, they're little golden gnomes, but there's also, if we're looking at sort of a DNA, I just see like a gold jeweled spirally thing. Think fusilli pasta. So when the wild genome came in, I'm just going to reference this, it's so big. It was like plugins of entirely whole genomes that plug into the golden genome, remembering direct biochemical connection and support from your star ancestry. Biocarbon handshake with your star ancestry. Calling these flows to the table to be held in integrity and coherence, effortlessly called forward as claimed. So this table, the drawing of the table, what's holding it is a giant perfected gray pearl from the true ocean of being. Calling forward codes of true sisterhood. Remember, true moon, true radiance from within, shared, amplified, lighting up the dark, joyfully as one. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. With that, obviously, myrrh are at the table. So as long as we're here, anyone who is remembering their myrrh form, the power of the united myrrh tail. That's a code strongly held at the table. Sedna, dwarf planet Sedna, Intuit, goddess Sedna, can help with remembering of your aquatic gifts from the myrrh. And also, bing, here they come, frog vocal sphere, your ability to create sound foundations through vocal expression. There's support at this table to release all constraints on your true, authentic voice. True, authentic voice. Your ancestors speak through you. As you. Okay. This is hilarious. It's like, check, next thing on the list. Next thing on the list that we want to reference is Pisces 29. A Sabian symbol is a prism. So if you think of Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon album cover, it's a prism with a rainbow coming out the other side. That's what I see as we anchor this wild genome. And this is where you people listening and Leanne and your group are giving us such a gift, because this is a carbon exit or transition point that is being anchored in the Gaia grids eternally. At this point is where you in your carbon form, your carbon inherited biological lineages that appear and are experienced as limited. This is the transition point where you, when you're ready, drop the stories and songs, old songs, limited songs, and patterns of the carbon lineages. As we step out of our carbon lineages, by design, we leave a packet, a completion code for everyone who has walked those lineages as a gift. It holds them with a map for their completion so they can walk through this doorway into the truth of their being in forming, so that we might, as one, have a physical experience of our divinity in form as one, seeing change. We're just sitting at that doorway, feeling the completion, calling forward, effortless completion. And through that door, the expansion and opportunity. A lot of us will be at that juncture, working both sides on the bridge to create completion as we open new doors. So this is a stabilized point. In the wild genome, the key reason it is being called forward now is because the wild cannot be controlled by ego or thought programs. The wild genome is the eternal mathematical equation that runs parallel to the limited equations of karma. As you take your limited equations, and how do you say that mathematically? You solve for the remainders, you take care of the remainders, right? That equation can be stepped out of. The eternal equation as one runs with divine mind, all synchronized, effortlessly factoring things into your equation. So just bringing that to the table, things you can factor into your equations, things that you're choosing in the life you're creating as a sovereign creator in your mastery, calling forward that experience in form. all those things you call in can be factored in to run automatically in the equation. Okay, two more astrological things. So that's Pisces 29. Pisces 30, the Great Stone Face. Gives me chills. Dwarf planet, Make, which is a creator god of Easter Island. And I think we all know the great stone faces that are there. Information is held in stone. Stone activated, referencing Haumea, Polynesian creator, goddess, and I'm hearing New Earth icon. My brain isn't working very well. They also named a dwarf planet for her. So she is also working in there. These are giant generational flows that these patterns of, I can't speak, dwarf planets hold so that they can bring these giant streams into being through you and me. So what I see with the combination of Make and Haumea and the Great Stone Face is the face, the stone in the face, liquidating like lava to reveal the true face, the truth. So those are all of our astrological references. Let's see if there's anything else. Okay. Yeah, now whatever you guys want to say, I want to hear it. Because this is just as we're sitting here present, this is being configured. So if there's anything so also in this table configuration, we don't think a lot about what we're doing, particularly we throw things into the pot. So this is a creation table. Healing is a byproduct. So we don't unpack wounds at this table, but you can say, my relationship with my mother, boom, throw it in the pot, right? Totally fine. And everything that needs for resolution, we are supporting you in that. We also do things like, oh, Haumea into the pot because I'm feeling her come in, or, New York City into the pot. So that's what I'm inviting all of you people in the chair right now, whatever you want to throw into the pot, and then each of the ladies here present, whoever wants to go. Thank you.
I will put my mother-in-law into the pot. Just with love, lots of love for her. And my son.
My cat Pepper is very active with us at the table right now. Last night I had a dream and I don't know what was happening, but I know the Fae were involved and I was landing something. And as that was happening, she started just screaming and ran into the room howling, and that is not like her. And this whole meeting, she's been in and out, walking all over me. I don't know if you saw that, but that's not normal behavior for her. So putting Pepper into the pot and the feline beings, I think they're with us. So thank you.
And Jenna's carrying the codes like crazy of home right now. Man, I'm going through the new home process. So into the pot, home.
Putting into the pot, family relationships, all kinds, and an awakening of the united purpose of why a family comes together beyond the 3D perceptions, and an ease of that transition, that perception opening up from the lower purpose to the higher purpose, an awareness of that and the capability to step into that higher purpose with ease and confidence.
I wish to invite my mother into the pot. My mother never knew her biological father, and she has had a life of challenge, and at this time of her life, a lot of suffering, while she walks through her process of reconciliation and completion. And it's quite alive right now at this time of evolution on the planet. And also wish to speak into Rapa Nui, Easter Island, and the Moai on Rapa Nui. I was called there in 2016 to walk on that land. And acknowledging it also with a conversation I had with another sister, Sai Wind, who reached out about 12 months ago. She's been relocated twice in the US and is just on a reconnaissance journey to Kauai, Hawaii at the moment. And we met just days ago. She was behind the sleeping giant on Kauai and tuning in to support her recalibration and orientation into that point on our planetary body. And there was the piece when Rapa Nui came into this conversation. It's also anchoring in a Pacific triangle that anchors through Hawaii, here in Aotearoa, and Rapa Nui. That's very significant right now as the giants are awakening, as the watchers are stepping in and the ancient ones are coming back online.
I would like to presence that I recognize that name, Saiwin. I actually have some of her books on the Arcturian codes. Thank you. I felt like that needed to be named.
Yes, Siren Wind is now Cywind, and she has published a number of books to support with evolution at this time. And she's in a very exciting time of being relocated to Kauai, to her Turangi Waiwai, and also this is interconnected with the New Earth communities that are wishing to birth on our Earth. The first ones we were shown would be anchored through Aotearoa, Bali in Indonesia, Hawaii and Costa Rica. And just in the recent meetings, it's that they will land in no particular order. They will land when the land is ready, the etheric blueprint is landing, and there are at least 6 pillars in full connection and coherence in their multidimensionality to anchor that into the planetary field.
So I know a lot of people are called to assemble their teams. And there's nothing better than your specialized team like these ladies here when they come together. So at this table, everyone in our guest chair, let's take a moment and hold hands and call forward our specialized teams for the gifts that we have come here to live. Sending out a call on the United Heart Network for rapid assembly of these specialized teams, a gift from self to self. I also want to acknowledge what I would call those hard angles to navigate genetically. Some of us bring in really big gifts, like I think Leanne, your mother, has a genetic angle that is a tough one to navigate. So just calling in ease and grace for that, for anyone navigating that. And also a place marker in my Ferris lineage. My great-grandfather Ferris came from Ireland and died before my grandfather was born. By all accounts, he was a cad, this great-grandfather. I'm holding an X. Gebo. X marks the spot of gifts, biological gifts that were not able to be received into the lineage at that point in linear time. May we now receive them as one, in and through the table to be held as one in integrity and in service to the completion of the carbon lineages. So my grandfather brought in Fey codes. I am Feyhu, which is a rune. Feyhu Eris, Ferris. So it's that marriage of the Fey and the human in my lineage and the gifts that it brings. So I am apparently an ambassador of the Feyhu. And so it is my special gift and privilege to hold space and call out the Fey human lineages, the divine royal color rays here assembled, the genetic codes calling forward through the United Heart Network, the reassembly of the true family jewels, held for this time in integrity, hidden away. It is safe to call them forward, to be held in this table, multidimensionally and in integrity and coherence, and to be shared and activated through the human hearts that come together in resonance for this time. Listen for the tones, your color tones, the colors of your jewels, the geometries, the living geometries moving through those written in stone doorways. These genetic codes are written and held in stone. Holders of frequencies and doorways, revolving doorways. These doorways are not one-way doorways. These doorways revolve. Allow an increase in spin. of your genetic material, purifying that which no longer serves and activating that which leads. The lightness of leading. Okay, will you, each and every one, open your heart to accept the direct, unconditional love and support of your star ancestors through your life and forms? You might want to say yes out loud to that if yes is your answer. Yes!
Yes.
Okay. So with that, feel yourself seated at the table in the golden throne, the gold support. For me, I gotta feel it on my butt. Feel your hips held. Feel your feet landing and your back relaxing back slightly to allow the supportive structures as these family jewels are returned. They're just plugging them into our systems. Wow, dragons, very present. And I have the joy of acknowledging Manhattan, city of my heart, and the dragon layers. The riches, the supplies held for this time. We, your dragon ancestors, prime creator, have not forsaken or forgotten you. At this time, we rise as one with ease and grace, remembering the truth, remembering star origins, commanding forth genetic integrity in form, for all else will be imploded into the void. Distortion shall not stand upon the sacred earth plane. We speak as one through the corridors of time, remembering genetic material thought lost, genetic material thought lost, genetic material thought lost. Called back to origin. Origin point held. Origin point revealed. the collective question into the pot. Why did I come here? Calling forward, remembering. The pieces of the puzzle cannot hide. All is seen. All is seen. All is seen. Scene change. Stephanie Elaine. Wake up. Could you put your B code up? I'll stop sharing.
Sure. I can do that. And we got another one
Oh, whatever code you
that
feel. I
came
know
up.
it was you.
Let's do the B code first. And then there's another one for the wild genome that I shared this one with you before when we first start talking about it. And I said, I think this has to do with it. So let's do B first,
Yeah.
and then we'll do the other one. Okay. Hold on, I'm just going to do it this way. Where is that lovely lady? Ah, there she is. There she is. Have we been buzzed enough?
That is so buzzy. I love it. Yeah, I love it. So much integrity in that code. I can feel it. Super supportive.
Yeah. She was made for this time, wasn't she?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And now let's see if we can get this other one up, because this one, hold on. I put it where I could find it because I heard it calling me. And of course, it's not transferred here. Hold on, guys. This is what happens when you have too many codes going on. All right, hold on. I'm dropping it in now. Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay. Don't get crazy.
Maybe it's getting wild.
It is.
Ching.
I don't know if you guys can say, okay, here we go. Yeah, it's a pretty wild. But when we were doing our meditation, this code goes on the inside of the back of our. You remember this one, Anna?
I do.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fabric of reality.
Yeah. And this goes on
Wow.
the inside of the chairs where our back goes. For your codes on the table, and this is what helps us, land them. So that one's on the back of the chairs in the at the sovereign table.
Wow. I just
Right.
for me, for the codes I put up, I am
Mhm.
okay if anyone wants to print those and use them. Just do me a favor when you print them, put my name on them if you don't mind. I didn't bother, but that would be nice. Are you okay with people printing your codes, or what do you think,
Yes.
Steph? Should they
If
come
they're
to you?
if they're using them for what we're doing, yes. If
Okay,
they're not, then no. I'm
okay.
sorry.
Frequency fence.
That was
No, of course.
no. You know
Yeah,
that was spirit. That wasn't me because they were like no. Um,
yeah,
Only because these hold their integrity,
yeah.
and if they're used out of integrity, they can not. They just won't work
Yeah, they
well. If
deactivate. They deactivate.
yeah,
It's auto.
yeah,
Yeah, no, say mine will deactivate. You cannot misuse them. So there you
yeah.
go.
So,
Yeah.
but this is and to sit with these, and I really feel that the three codes go together. You know, they're like it's a set. Your two and this one,
Mm,
they're a set in
I feel
front
that.
and behind. You know, so that support and the coming in um, really. There's a whole lot of wildness, and I also want to bring in my grandfather, Bert. He was the Irish love of my life. He taught me about the Fae and magic, and he was the druid that walked through my life from the day I was born, and he just empowered me to be, that person that knows that magic is a real thing and that it's in our bones.
Oh, I
He
feel him
taught me to
putting
speak
that
to it. And
spark, the original spark, onto the table and honoring
yes,
the men and women
yes,
who were able to maintain that spark
yes, he
amidst
did.
the.
He did. I mean, considering, he was back in, the early days, he was in a mixed marriage and he held his own, with my grandmother. And actually, both sides of my family, because my other grandfather, he was um, a Russian Jew who came here and made his way and was the most wonderful. His name, Golden, was actually what he was. So
This is the tapestry of your lineage, Steph.
this is,
So I'm
yeah,
just going to call in as we're speaking of masculine lineages and the lung channel connection uh, in Chinese medicine through your carbon form, lung channel, metal, and that original spark and igniting, calling forward, right use of metal, writing, writing, writing. Ooh, oh, writing. Someone in this
yeah.
group is writing the fire letters for right use of metal, writing it through the lineage and writing them.
There
Um,
are fire letters in this code. So
I am sure. I am sure. Yeah.
just a
So
bit.
just taking a moment to let that right use of metal land. Um, the United States, I'm calling forward United State of Unity. We're having some right use of metal issues, but I'm just tossing that into the pot. And it's like sonic boof, right use of metal. Wow, that right use of metal, has that happened? I feel in the chairs we're sitting in, I feel like the sun, like we're sitting on the sun now, which that's a new feeling. My legs were just like, "Gah, gah, 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 gah." Anybody else want to throw anything in the pot, share anything?
To honor Stephanie's grandfather on the Irish side, he loved you to bits, and it's beautiful to feel that.
He
And
did.
in response, I wish to acknowledge Mike O'Donnell, who is of Irish ancestry and born into this land, Aotearoa. And he is a waterman, a musician, and a clayman, a potter, who
Ah,
has a beautiful and direct connection to Source. And the beings that have come through him into form go back into our ancient lineage where all was one. And he's recently written a book, Whakapapa of a White Man, The Reply, and he speaks Te Reo, extremely Rao, which is the Māori language here, from embodied experience of unity and consciousness at root source. And he's a very important man, pillar in my life and also on this land, and for what wishes to emerge through. And speaking into what wishes to emerge through, for the last few years, it has been shown to us that the Trinity, the three that nations that are here to anchor sovereignty as their destiny, have been presented as Aotearoa, Canada, and Ireland. And in recent communication and work and weaving with Surrett down in the bottom of the African continent in Cape Town and Cape Point, that Trinity anchored right down through Africa and into Antarctica and became a diamond. And that also wished to be brought to the circle today.
Yeah. And that diamond starting to spin, it feels like too. Did you see Ireland was the third? Okay, got it. Jenna's in Nova Scotia, Canada. Shout out. Oh, Jenna. Shout out to Calman, the
Yes.
jeweler in the family.
Yeah, so Kalman is my grandfather, and I was definitely thinking of him while you were presencing your grandfathers. I'll also bring in Bruce Street. We don't talk about him too much here, but also my grandfather. Yeah, placing them into our circle and on the table.
Where's Bruce from?
He's from Hamilton, Ontario,
All right.
in Canada.
I'm really feeling all those O's. It's like holding circles.
I would like to share that as we were during the session today, my heart just felt very open and just an outpouring of gold frequency. And I could feel the remembering of my father and my grandfather, and particularly my grandfather, from whom I feel like I felt that gold frequency come through. So since we're talking about grandfathers and honoring them, presencing mine as well.
And I feel India. India wants to be spoken of, so I don't know exactly what wants to be said, but I'm going to reference the Ganges, Mount Kailash, Kailash. calling forward the indigenous peoples of India, who I do not know. But I just see Steph's code as, as a sari, and the gold weavings through the sari, the fabric of being, the diversity that is held in one fabric in the continent of India. I also feel the fabrics of Asia held in the sacred kimonos that I love.
Me too. Both saris and kimonos.
Yeah. Any other sacred
Absolutely.
fabrics you want to put in there?
The rugs that they weave, the Native American women with their simple looms, and how they put that together, or how they weave the beads for the regalia. And the kente cloth of the African ancestors, which I have no idea.
Remembering the braiding, the hair braiding through all cultures, but Africa. And Jenna, I feel whenever I feel you, the linen of the Essenes woven in, all one fabric, all one, all one. Many
There
weavers.
also our star lineages are in there in the top right hand corner, in that middle one here.
So awesome. Just feeling in the heart space at the table, people weaving in the fabric of their lives into the true connected fabric. Feels so good. Let's breathe through that fabric too. Breathable fabric. Natural weave. Held by natural law. Oh my God, so much gratitude to everyone here and everyone who will be sitting in that conscious creator chair. I am so grateful. It's such an amazing landing that we've all made possible. And oh, the gnomes, they're like, it's not just possible, it's probable, it's here. So yes, nothing is impossible. We're complete unless someone else wants to. Yay!
Thank you very much, Anna Rose, Stephanie Elaine, Jenna and Swati. Is there any other contributions to this circle before we bring closure to today? From this amazing gift in circle, in sisterhood. And I just wanted to acknowledge the round table and your artwork, Anna. When you spoke of the table of stone, in my perception, it was actually the globe of our planet, the Earth. And
I love that you bring that.
rather than stone, I experienced it as the planetary plasma body that we can literally merge with and become one with.
Thank
where
God
there
you
is
saw that.
no separation.
Yeah. And that, for me, your group is able to land it into that grid. So the table then becomes that, which is thrilling to me. Yeah. So grateful.
Thank you for walking through the fires to land this piece of the planetary puzzle in your soul service. And may it be an inspiration to all who join this circle and walk through the replay with us, to know that every one of us are unique and we all have an important piece of the planetary puzzle that's unfolding at a rapid rate right now. Yes. So listen deeply and take action when required, and enjoy the journey. Much love, everyone, and aroha nui from Aotearoa until next we meet on New Moon.